Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
County grand jury declined to indict a suspect on hit-and-run charges in a deadly 2023 collision with a pedestrian.
Information is coming out of Harrisburg as the state Mississippi grows more and more unsettled after Lamar County drops all charges against a 25-year-old white suspect by the name of Andrew David Cook, despite overwhelming evidence including both he and his mother's confession in the taking of the life of 26-year-old Donovan Barnes.
We need to well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And this video has been brought to you by Racism. Racism is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
County grand jury declined to indict a suspect on hit-and-run charges in a deadly 2023 collision with a pedestrian. You may remember back in 2023, we told you about Andrew Cook. He was charged with felony leaving the scene of an accident in the death of 26-year-old Donovan Barnes. Here's a timeline of the case for you. On October 7th of 2023, the sheriff's office in Lamar County looked at video showing Barnes at night walking towards the intersection of Oak Forest Drive. There on your screen, investigators found his body in that area. Now, after that October 7th incident, the sheriff's office asked for people with information to come forward. On October 18th, Cook came forward and told the sheriff's office about his suspicion that he might have hit something in that area. Cook was eventually charged with felony leaving the scene of an accident. This week, the grand jury met and declined to indict him on that felony charge, according to the district attorney's office. The case will not be represented to a grand jury unless there's new evidence.
Information is coming out of Harrisburg as the state Mississippi grows more and more unsettled after Lamar County drops all charges against a 25-year-old white suspect by the name of Andrew David Cook, despite overwhelming evidence including both he and his mother's confession in the taking of the life of 26-year-old Donovan Barnes. In a phone call between Donovan's family and the DA's office on Thursday evening, March 6th of 2025, Donovan Barnes' family immediately demanded answers, with a family member telling the prosecutor, quote, "I thought that the district attorney's job was to represent the victim's family, and I don't understand how they are representing the family if we are not in communication." The prosecutor then replies by stating, "No, sir, our job is to present the evidence that we have." Donovan's family responded back by saying, "It's not to represent the family, question mark." The prosecutors replied, "No." His family was angry that there was no communication between the victim's family and Lamar County's district attorney about Donovan's case before the case was closed or before the grand jury, which is why this back and forth on the phone call took place. Typically, the DA's office stays in contact with the victim or the victim's family about updates on the case, asks for their input, and provides other resources as they try to bring justice for the family and the community. Lamar County prosecutors told the victim's family that this is not their job. The victim's family cannot hire outside counsel to represent themselves before the grand jury or in any criminal proceeding because they are typically represented by the district attorney. However, in this case, Donovan Barnes' family had no voice in how this case was presented, the charges presented, or any opportunities to be heard from the DA's office because Lamar County's DA's office refused to meet with the victim's family. Nobody tell me nothing at the end of the day. This was a complete setup. I want to say I should remember doing this story some time ago. And I remember supposedly, the dark road or whatnot or whatever, or I might have it confused with another story. But I tend to remember the detail of someone driving and there was a person on the side of the road, and said person who was driving stated that they felt that they hit like a deer or a mailbox, whatnot or whatever, probably had some damage directly to the car. They don't think or assume that they hit anybody, but obviously they did hit somebody. This is why you would have the mother going directly to the scene, because somebody knew something. right? So why would the mother come directly to the scene and want to see what's going on? That's because she is coddling. That's because she is babying her son, because she knows that if people find out that he, ended up doing this, it's going to look very bad. That they need to try to get rid of any type of evidence. If there's any thing on the car, they got to get rid of that. They need to move some things around. They have to make it just seem like, hey, we don't know what happened. This was, somebody else that did it. All of that other type of great stuff. It was just going to be an unsolved mystery, while 2 white people were allowed to pretty much go free. And inevitably in 2025, 2 white people did go free. The person who did it and the accomplice, which was the mother. But matter of fact, let me use somebody else to state what it is that I'm trying to state, just in case it's not getting through.
It never fails. Every video I make, there is a constant stream of butthurt white women and sometimes white men in my comment section saying that I'm stirring up racism because I'm holding us to account. When here is the reality. Who raised Peyton? Who raised him? Was it black people that raised him? No, it wasn't. This is who raised him. This is his mother and his father. Now, what do you notice about Becky? Exactly. It is white women who are raising these white terrorists.
This is for everyone you've killed! England murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
White women are the biggest hindrance to moving racial equality forward because we have more influence over the raising of our children than anybody else, and white supremacy grows in our homes. And we are the ones teaching our children if only they would behave this way, speak this way, or dress this way, maybe they would have equality. And I will not argue this with anyone.
This day, to this day.
So if this doesn't specifically show to a lot of black folks out there that the system is not built for you, it was not established for you. It was never meant in order to give you well-rounded, full, equal justice, the same as your white counterparts. No, it's not. It's great that we may have some simple stories directly out there, some little here and there's and everything like that. But yeah, no, we got too many exonerations when it's dealing with black men at this moment in time being released out of having an stint of 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, in some instances 60 to 70 years away from life. And during that time, they ended up losing their families. Their parents are long gone. Grandparents are long gone. They're pretty much probably the only ones left in their family. So they have nothing realistically to even come back to. They're actually coming to a whole nother timeline. A whole nother timeline. Just imagine it. Just imagine that. That's some crazy work. And all for the court systems to come out there and say that, oh, we're sorry and we apologize for what it is that for the stint that you, do you know the horrors, the stories, the things that were heard and seen and that were done during that extent that man, an innocent black man, was behind bars? And all you have is a sorry? All you have is an apology? That's crazy. That's 100% crazy. But like I said, they don't care about life if it's a black one. And this further proves that. This 100% further proves that. Again, the mother is an accomplice. She was there moving things around, probably cleaning things directly up, trying to water stuff down, trying to clean off the car. Just probably, again, I don't even want to try to go far in depth because I know more than likely they moved him around. I can more than likely tell you that. I can more than likely tell you they moved him around. Like I said before, and they knew that the family was looking for him. And obviously they couldn't find him. They didn't find him up until later. That's crazy. And this is how the system is. You're looking at the face. You're looking at the face of the system. You're looking at the face of the DA. You're looking at the face of the judges. You're looking at the face of the other lawyers. You're looking at the face of the other police officers. And people wonder why it is that Black Americans feel a certain type of way. Why it is that we have animosity when it deals with the judicial system, when it deals with the criminal system, when it deals with law enforcement, because y'all all work in tandem. You all work to protect yourselves and to get rid of others, and then on top of that, to hide the evidence of what it is that you've all done, because you all are accomplices at the end of the day. No matter how much you don't want to admit it, you know what you are. But you want to masquerade and you want to try to act as though that, oh, we're for equality and we want integration and for people to be here and everybody's an American and everybody's God's children and we are this and we're all united. No, we're not. We've never, ever at a point in time in the United States been united, because you don't even know what that means. But like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. So the things that are going to happen and take place in this country, this is 100% on y'all. Y'all got it. You built this infrastructure. You erected this infrastructure. You are within the halls and the byways and the doors and auditoriums. You're in all of these areas. So y'all the ones that's going to be meant to fix it. Black people, we're going to be sitting back. We're going to let y'all do the hard work. Because, you know, we know that Black people always been doing hard work, you know, since slavery, right? So now it's time for y'all to get off their front porch with that nice cool glass of lemonade and actually do some hard work the first time in your lives. But guess what? You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it up until it's time that it's too late. But even at that point, you're still going to be looking around and trying to get everybody else around everybody else and tell them like, oh, we got to fix this situation. We got to rebuild this. We got to, no. You do it. Just like you've always done it. Just like you said, nobody else helped you build this country and do all this stuff. But you got it, right? You let one of your boys off scot-free. You let one of your women off scot-free. You let one of your family members off scot-free. They don't got to worry about nothing. They ain't going to be facing nothing. No type of prison or jail time. No even type of house arrest. They all good. They all good. Like I said, I guess you got to keep it in the community. You got to keep it in the family, right? But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.